Hello there everybody, welcome to my studio. I'm Ali Board. Now you may have stumbled over this broadcast, you might be really out of sync of why I have done this tiny little broadcast on January the 4th. This is currently going out live. I can see already that there are people in the chat. It's really lovely to have you with me. Thank you very much. Don't need to hear myself back whatsoever. It's been just the most awesome project that you have joined me on, the 12 days of creativity, where hopefully you have or are in the process of or considering doing this project, this illuminated initial. No matter where you are in the project, that's absolutely fine. You might just be here to watch the tutorial. It doesn't matter. However you are accessing the information for how to create an illuminated letter like this, you are astonishingly welcome. Now, I just want to say a very quick hello to people in the chat because they've taken time out of their extremely busy lives to be here. So I'd like to say good evening. Who am I saying good evening to? I'm saying good evening to Barbara and to Teresa and Val and Lindsay and Hilary and Joe. Thank you so much for being here live, but the chances are you're probably watching on catch up, and I'm not going to take up much of your time today. All I wanted to be able to do is to say well done for getting to the end of this project, but also if you've stumbled across this by accident, I want to be able to share with you where you can go back and find the resources and where to go from here, because I do understand that at the end of a project it can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelming. You think, well, this is great, Ali, we've done all this stuff together, what do I do now? So indulge me if you would. My website has had a little bit and for a little bit read quite a lot of an overhaul since I broadcast to you last time, so there's lots of new information there for you to see. The website is www.learningtopaint.co.uk, and I'm going to take you there right now so that you can find those 12 days of creativity. You can find all the projects. I am not going to be taking that page down, so if you've got halfway through the project and you're thinking, oh, I've got other stuff to do, or you had a look at it and you think, well, it's not for me right now, but maybe in the future, it's not going anywhere. I promise. I'm not going to take it down. All of those resources will be there. So let's take you to the website. There it is. I was concerned that things weren't going to work for me this evening, but there's the homepage of my website. Now, it might look a little different to you if you're viewing it on a tablet or a mobile phone, but press the little plus key or go to the menu, and there you can see Learning to Paint. Let's go all the way down to the bottom, because it is quite a long way down to the bottom because I've added all sorts of stuff. And there we have the 12 days of creativity. So if you go to that, you can read a little more about it. You can see my finished piece in more detail. There was the equipment list, but I've been really thrilled that some of the stuff that I have seen on social media has been people interpreting it a little differently, and that's what it's all about, making it your own. And there's those resources which some of you have used, and some of you have gone down your own little rabbit hole. If they're useful to you, they are there to download. And here we have all of the information. It was broken down bit by bit. Some of the parts of the project were quite quick, just a few minutes, and some of them were a bit longer. But there they all are. And so it was effectively breaking down the project into how to choose your materials, how to design your letter, what colours to choose, how to ink it in, how to kind of get over any problems that you might have encountered along the way. And then yesterday, if you've been following me live, we looked at how to frame it and how to present it. And I've actually even seen some of your finished things on Facebook, which has just been marvellous. So all of that is there for you to enjoy for as long as you like. It will probably stay there until I decide to do another project next Christmas. this Christmas. I'm so confused as to what year I'm in right now. Now, I would love to be able to see what you've been up to. So there's 2 or 3 ways that you can do that. You're very welcome to send me just an email if you think that posting it out in the bigger world is just too much for you, and I get that. So that would be Ali, A-L-I, at learningtopaint.co.uk. Send me a little screenshot. I would love to see it. I promise you, I'm not going to pick holes in it. I'm not going to say anything derogatory about it. If you've been taught by me before, then you will know that there's only positivity to be had from here. I just like to see what you're doing. But you might want to share it on social media. Now, if you post it on your own feed, say you're on Facebook or Instagram or something like that, then you're going to need to tag me in it because I want to be able to see it. And that's the information right there that you need, at Ali Board Artist, and my name should come up and you can tap on my name, and that way I get a little notification so that I can see what you've been doing. And I have seen some of them already and they just looked awesome. Some of you really run with this project as well. Now, if you would like a nice, safe space to be able to share that in with lots of like-minded people, at the bottom of that webpage there is a link to it, but I thought I'd take you over and show you it anyway. Let's go back to the website and let's show you my very particular Facebook group, which has suddenly decided that it doesn't want to come up. Let's go for it. Here it is. So it is called Learning to Paint, all media, all abilities. Now there's 2 or 3 similar groups online. That is what you need to put in if you're searching for it. It's an open group. It's a public group, so you can just join it and follow it. I've redesigned this group recently. I used to have a much bigger group, but actually now it's something where I want to be talking to the right people. So if you want to share it and really kind of get some nice feedback on your work, this is definitely the place to post your work. You'll see lots of information from me there, but I promise you, I keep a very, very tight grip on that Facebook group. So no one's ever going to post anything that isn't positive and isn't supportive. I see all of the comments that go on. And so you can share your work there very safely. It is also the perfect place if you've got a question about, not necessarily about this project, about anything art related. You can go over to that Facebook group and you can ask what I call the hive mind, and I'm sure there'll be somebody there. I try to check in at least once a day so that I can see if there are any questions that haven't been answered. But honestly, the people in that group have a far greater working knowledge of anything creative than me. So you'll find only really lovely people there. Now, if you've got to the end of the project, if you've kind of accessed this recording, you're thinking, well, I don't really know where, I kind of enjoyed it, but I don't know what to do now. Just humour me, because I have got a few ideas for you of things that you might want to do, depending on whether you consider yourself to be a complete beginner, or whether you're kind of a bit more, you would say that you were intermediate, or whether you would say you're advanced. Now, people have real issues with those words. I speak to many people who go, oh no, I'm a beginner. I'm definitely a beginner. And they're really not. They've got much better knowledge than they give themselves credit for. But hopefully my website will give you lots of variations where you can go and you can learn more about some of the techniques that we covered. So let's take you back to the website. I'm clicking around like a maniac. Now, if you are a complete beginner, you might be interested to know that I've made my beginners watercolour class completely free to access. So you can see there it says free in very large letters. Now, I did record it a few years ago, 5 years ago now. And so some of the things are a little bit out of date, but not the techniques, just possibly some of the media that I'm using and possibly some of the ways that I filmed it. I'm much better at filming things now. And so you can make your way through that. And even if you are not a beginner, you may find that some of those classes, like say, let's take colour theory, for example, it might be something where you can go back and go, oh, I never did that. Perhaps I can dip into that one lesson and it's there, free to access. And also, if you know somebody else who is thinking of picking up watercolour and they don't know where to start, I would be really grateful if you could push them in that direction. Now, on the Learning to Paint site, you can also see that that there's all sorts of other workshops and things there. You may want to join my online art group, the All Aboard Artists. I'm very biased. They're fabulous people, and we get every month to chat to each other, to share tutorials and demonstrations and put up our work in progress. And there's lots of levels there for you to enjoy. Or you may feel that you're a bit more advanced, or you're thinking about maybe you would prefer to kind of make that leap from going from just a kind of interested hobbyist to something where you want to be able to exhibit, in which case I do offer private lessons as well, which you can sign up for there. There's various dates and times. You can access those either by taking the route that I just did through the pages, or they are actually in the shop as well. Where's the shop? If we go to the all products, then you will find them. There's that kind of various bits and pieces there that you can go through. There we go. There's private lessons, and you can get to them that way as well. Also worth possibly bearing in mind that private lesson comes as part of the All Aboard Artists package too. But there's lots of ways there that you can access any information. And I'm not the only tutor out there either. I am very, very honoured to be an author for Search Press, one of the, if not the best publicist for art books and craft books that there is out there. And they've got so many tutors on their books which will take you down the path of watercolour or illustration or drawing or gouache or something, anything that you think that you might enjoy. And with that in mind as well, I'm very pleased to be able to tell you that later on this year, in the month of May, I will have a new book being published too, all about painting landscapes. I am so excited for what is coming in 2026. I've got so many things on the horizon that I am excited to share with you. So I hope that this project has whet your appetite, has started you on a kind of a little creative path for this year. But don't worry if it hasn't been creative, and painting and doing something every day or picking up a pen and brush is not the only way that you can do that. Listening to music, going out into the garden, taking some photographs or baking a cake are just as equally important. So thank you so much if you have joined me for these 12 days. If I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, then I look forward to talking to you more in 2026. But until then, take lots of care, won't you? Don't forget to tag me in those social media posts, because I am so excited to see what you have created. Take care, everybody. Bye.